What up, guys? Today, I wanted to go over who was the strongest demigod. Right here, I found a great post titled, How Would You Rank the Demigods from Strongest to Weakest? Right now, I'm going to give my take, at least from the demigods pictured here. We have 9 of them. I'm going to give my take from weakest to strongest. I'm putting Miquella as the weakest. I know most of their power comes from convincing and bewitching other demigods. But right now, if Miquella was in a room by themselves and they had to fight one of the other demigods, they are losing. So I'm putting Miquella as the weakest. Then I'm going Godric. Then I'm going Morgott. And then I'm going Mog into Messmer, Radahn, Rykard, Ranni, Malenia. Boom. That is weakest to strongest. I'm putting Malenia as the strongest, at least for me. That is my take on it. Rykard is going to be the second because he's still plenty powerful. The dude's kind of just hanging out. He's like one of the only gods here who like really didn't like they didn't have a downgraded version from who they once were when the Tarnished arrived. You know what I mean? Like basically Ranni, you know, she threw her godhood away or whatever. Mog is influenced. Malenia's just got done fighting Radahn. So like Rykard's like the one who's like just battle ready. That's my take on it. But yeah, and then Messmer versus Radahn I think is really close, to be honest, but it really depends what Radahn you're picking. I'm picking, at least in my head, this is going to be the rotted Radahn, you know? So I'm picking that. But yeah, basically, I think Malenia is the strongest. I think Malenia is the strongest and Miquella is the weakest. Okay, let's let's see how wrong I am. If not in the comments of this post, in the comments in the video. Yep, let's get to it. I feel like Miquella might be the strongest if he uses his charming powers to gather allies, conquer, etc. But in a simple 1v1, he probably sucks unless he can charm anyone from any range. Yeah, see, that's pretty much... Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. That's what I said about Miquella. But, okay, so we're at least on the same page on how we're approaching this situation. That's good. That's good. I think lore-wise, Radahn, Malenia, and Rykard, as the world-devouring serpent, are the physically strongest demigods, while the Empyreans, Ranni and Miquella, are the strongest in terms of influence and cunning. Yeah, okay, maybe I had Ranni a little bit too high. I don't know why, I just can't picture Ranni without the ending, you know what I mean? Which, yeah, that's not fair. Yeah, okay, I'll put Miquella and Ranni lower. I mean, I'll put Ranni lower than, maybe Godric or Morgott. I think I had her higher than Mog, so I know that's wrong. Ranni especially, since she actually gets an ending and Miquella is mechanically thwarted by the Tarnished. True. True. But yeah, so Radahn, Malenia, and Rykard. I was right about Rykard. I wasn't off about that. I don't know much about his lore, but I just, you know, I played the game, so I can kind of fill in the dots on his standing in the universe at the moment. But yeah, see, like his second phase, it's like, wow, okay, this dude is very powerful. And not to mention, in that fight, you definitely get like a weapon that's like designed to defeat him, and it just happens to be there. So, like, I'm interested to see if like that was, you know, that was supposed to be the Tarnished just finding a way to defeat him. You know what I mean? Rather than the Tarnished absolutely overpowering him. But I guess, in a sense, you can just beat him without the Serpent Hunter spear. So, I don't know. But still, Rykard plenty strong. Ranni is a bit weaker than I thought. Makes sense. It's hard. If by strongest you mean physical strength, then Radahn is constantly proclaimed as the mightiest demigod by a number of sources. On the other hand, you have the 3 Empyreans who are said to be the only ones who could claim that title. Okay? Since they were personally chosen by the greater will to potentially succeed America. Okay, now that's a fair point. I have a hard time believing they don't rank among the most powerful. Only place that's easy to rank is Godric. Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I was like, dude, Godric's the only one who you know is like, he's over the top, right? Right? He's like over the top. He's he's doing Godric yelling and all that, but he's very like arrogant and boastful and stuff. I don't know. And then he just gets like no diffed by the Tarnished. Yeah, nah, that that makes sense. That makes sense. Also worth noting that like half the demigods have made no public appearance in who knows how long. Morgott has no known record of combat. Margit doesn't count because nobody knows he is Morgott. Mog's name isn't even known by Gideon. He's not a public figure either. Oh, well, that's interesting. Riker, too. I'm fairly certain the only person alive that knows his current state is Tanit. Oh, yeah. There's no telling who the true mightiest demigod is, as the vast majority of them don't engage in combat. And one of them deliberately nerfed himself for personal reasons. Morgott, Snake Rykard, and Mog would be formidable threats. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. But, like, with that said, like, yeah, I don't know, Morgott is at the base of the Erdtree, but I still don't put him, I still put Morgott where I put him. Like, he's definitely not stronger than Mog or Rykard. He's definitely not stronger than Radahn. He's definitely not stronger than Malenia, so he's stronger than Godric. I know that. Pretty much. I'm going to throw out a hot take and say Messmer was the strongest of the bunch. Perhaps not the pound-for-pound heaviest hitter, but a perfect all-arounder that is strength and speed and charisma. First off, he puts up an endgame level boss fight against the Tarnished of no renown without a great rune. Okay, fair point. Second, bro is an absolute giga chad at inspiring genuine loyalty to himself and whatever cause he was up against. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Not really in a 1v1 situation, but I think that's like applicable because if he has a giant armies, you know, are used in war, so it's like it doesn't have to be a duel if like Messmer's influence was going up against Radahn's influence. That's interesting. That's okay. Fair point. Or like army influence, you know what I mean? Nobles and princesses left their houses and birthrights because they genuinely believed in Messmer. Okay. Bearing a couple. It's like how Ranni inspired true loyalty and love between her associates. Bearing one. Okay. But on a much grander scale. So he's equating Messmer's influence to Ranni's. Dude, this is they're cooking. I like this. I like this comment a lot. But and they said it's a hot take, dude. Holy crap, this is not disappointing. Unlike you, Mikola. Anyway, what do you mean? Unlike you or Mikola, I guess. Anyway, factoring in all of that, I think Messmer would have been an overwhelming obstacle equal to, if not greater than, Radahn and Malenia on the battlefield, and a charismatic leader who would put the Golden Order's best interest at heart. That's, yeah, look, this is a good post. Yeah, sheesh. I mean, yeah, nah, I don't know. There's not really a lot I can disagree with. Putting Messmer equal to Radahn and Malenia on the battlefield. And as a charismatic leader who would put the Golden Order's best interest at heart. I don't know. Nah, I'm with that. I'm like with that for sure. I put Malenia at the strongest, but yeah. but yeah, sheesh. I don't know. This is a good comment. This is a good comment. It has me questioning. But yeah, I definitely have Malenia above Radahn and Messmer. This post may have convinced me to put Messmer above Radahn. Maybe. But good comment. Good comment. Since we don't get to properly fight her as a boss, Ranni is absolutely slept on. She's unkillable. She's already dead. And has the power to insta-kill you if you piss her off. Okay. Okay, well... Alright, well, I don't know. I feel like the gist of what I've read so far was anybody who isn't named Godric is potentially the strongest in the universe. Like, holy crap. But, yeah, that's That's fine. That's fine. This was a good post, man. This was fun. I actually kind of like doing some lore dives, but this is the first time I ever did like a character lore dive like this. I think the only other one was how what was it, the Gojo one? If Gojo could get past Elden Ring, that was fun because we learned a lot about Malekith and like the time suspension and all that. That was cool. But this is definitely cool because now I just imagine like a giant battle. They all have their armies and stuff, and you know their influence definitely plays a part of who they like have to fight for them and how big their army is and stuff. That's really cool. That's really cool. If we get a show, hopefully we get stuff like that, but who knows, who knows. But yeah, nah, this was a fun post. I still have Malenia as the strongest, but you know, I have Rykard number 2, and Rykard being super strong is definitely up there, but yeah, I have Malenia at the strongest. Either way, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.